Alright everyone, this is Zero Budget Geek and welcome to How to Play Ascension, Chronicle of the Godslayer. This is a deck building game that I'm going to be starting a series on and showing you how to play and some of the stuff, and I really love this game, so I wanted to do a couple videos of it showing the different expansion sets. But I thought it would be useful to do to kind of go through the tutorial of the game and show you how it is. So we're gonna go into the menu, we're clicking on tutorial, and we're just gonna go right into it. Ascension is a deck building game. Each player begins the game with an identical deck of 10 cards that they improve as the game progresses. In Ascension, each player starts with a deck of 8 Apprentice cards and 2 Militia cards. These cards provide the 2 basic resources, runes and power. Each apprentice provides 1 rune which can be used to acquire additional cards for your deck. Each militia provides 1 power which is used to defeat monsters and earn rewards. Apprentices and militia are both heroes. Heroes can be played from your hand to gain their effect. Cards that can be played from your hand will be surrounded by a white halo. Try playing an apprentice now. So we'll do that, drag the apprentice there. The cards in the upper left corner of the player area are always available during the course of the game. These cards can always be purchased to add to your deck or defeated for rewards during your turn. You can get a closer view of any card by double tapping it. A single tap will then return it to the play field so you can resume play. The number in the upper right corner of a card is the cost to acquire or defeat that card. To acquire a mystic, you must have 3 runes to spend. Play another apprentice to gain a second rune. So we'll play that card, and we gotta spend 1 more, and then you now have enough runes to acquire a mystic. When you acquire a card, it goes to your discard pile and will be available to you the next time you go through your deck. When a card can be acquired, it will be surrounded by a green halo. Try acquiring a mystic now. So we'll get that and throw it into our discard pile. To defeat a monster, you must spend power. Defeat the cultist requires 2 power. Alright, so we'll spend these, getting the 2 power. And whenever we defeat a monster, it goes to the void. A card that is sent to the void is removed from play. The cultist is unique in that he can be sent to the void over and over again. When a card can be defeated, it will be surrounded by a red halo. To defeat it, you must drag it onto the void. So we'll do that. Your reward for defeating the cultist is 1 honor. Honor is the victory condition of the game. The goal of the game is to end up with more honor than your opponents. Aside from earning honor from defeating monsters, each card you acquire has an associated honor amount shown in the bottom left corner. You gain honor both from monster rewards and from cards you buy throughout the game. The number at the bottom left corner of each card is how much honor it's worth at the end of the game. The honor you awarded is added to the honor total from all of the cards in your deck to determine your final score. The game begins with a pool of honor based on the number of players. The depletion of the honor pool signals that the game will come to a close. Whenever a player plays a card or earns a reward that grants honor, that honor is removed from the honor pool. When their honor pool is empty, each player up to the player who took the last turn in the first round can complete a turn before the game ends. Since this is a 2-player game, we begin with 60 honor in the honor pool. In addition to the cards that are always available, players can acquire and defeat cards from the center row. The center row consists of 6 cards that change throughout the game. When a card is removed from the center row, usually by someone acquiring or defeating it, the space is immediately filled by a new card dealt from the portal deck. You draw 5 cards to start the game. At the end of each turn, all of those cards go to your discard pile and you draw 5 new cards. You begin this game with 5 apprentices, so you have 5 runes to spend. Alright, drag an apprentice to the action area. We'll do that. And we'll send all of them. You may spend your runes however you wish. There is no limit to the number of cards you can acquire on your turn as long as you have runes to purchase them. The more expensive a card is, the better this card will generally be once it is added to your deck. With 5 runes you can you can afford to acquire Snapdragon, which is an excellent card for your deck. Drag the Snapdragon from the center row to acquire it. So we can drag it and throw it there. When you acquire the Snapdragon, the space in the center row is immediately filled with another card from the portal deck. You've used all of your available resources for this turn. With nothing left to do, you must end your turn and allow your opponent to take a turn. So we'll end turn there. At the end of your turn, any cards left in your hand and all of the hero cards you played this turn go to your discard pile. Then you draw 5 new cards. Your opponent has 4 princesses and 1 militia. He uses 4 runes to acquire Demon Slayer. Alright. Since there is nothing your opponent can defeat for 1 power, his militia card will be sent to his discard pile without being used. Now it is your turn again. Your hand contains 3 runes and 2 power. For 3 runes, you can acquire Wolf Shaman. Wolf Shaman complements your Snapdragon. Wolf Shaman is a lifebound hero. When Snapdragon is in play, it will award you additional honor for playing lifebound heroes. Alright, we need 3 runes to acquire the Wolf Shaman, so we'll throw those out. And we can acquire him now. He goes to our discard pile. You still have 2 power left, which can be used to defeat the cultist. We'll play those, and defeating the cultist gains us 1 honor. You're done with your turn. All the cards you played this turn will go to the discard pile and draw a new hand of 5 cards. Because there are no cards left in your deck to draw, your discard pile is shuffled and that becomes your new deck. The cards you've acquired during the last couple of turns will now become available for play. And we'll tap the end turn. Your opponent once again drew 4 apprentices and 1 militia. He acquires 2 heavy infantry with his 4 runes. His 1 power will again go to waste as there is nothing he can defeat. The Snapdragon you've just drawn is a construct. Unlike hero cards which go into your discard pile at the end of your turn, constructs stay in play and have unique effects each turn. Snapdragon gives you 1 rune each turn. Put Snapdragon into play by dragging it to the action area. So we'll do that. Goes down there. Constructs that provide a fixed number of runes or power will automatically trigger when they are in play. The rune you gain from the Snapdragon has already been added to your rune count, so you have 1 rune from Snapdragon and 3 runes from your apprentices. First, spend 1 rune to acquire the Arha Initiate. You can acquire as many cards as you have runes for. So if a good card replaces the Arha Initiate in the center row, you may be able to acquire that as well. So we'll buy the Arha Initiate. And Emery, 1 with the Void is a good card, but you cannot afford it this turn. I do not have enough runes to acquire anything in the center row. This is when the always available cards come in handy. Use your 3. Alright, so we'll use our 3 runes that we have here to buy this Mystic. And I still have 1 power, but since there's nothing I can defeat, I must end my turn. He has drawn the Demon Slayer, Militia, and 3 Apprentices, so he has 4 power and 3 runes. He defeats the Mystic of Creation, which rewards him with 4 honor and allows him to banish any card from the center row, and another card from his discard pile as well. Banishing a card means you send that card to the void without having to actually defeat it. Monsters do not grant their reward when banished. You should banish cards that you don't want your opponent to acquire defeat, and then you will have access to a new card from the portal deck. Your opponent has chosen to banish Master Dartha. Since his deck is mostly based on power cards, he chose to banish Master Dartha to prevent you from acquiring it. Banishing Master Dartha is not only eliminated a card that you could have used, but it also was replaced by a card that your opponent wants for his deck. Your opponent can now spend 3 runes to acquire the Shadow Star. He's out of resources and ends his turn. Playing your Wolf Shaman gives you a rune and allows you to draw an additional card from your deck. Because Wolf Shaman is a lifebound hero, your Snapdragon gains you 1 honor when Wolf Shaman is played. So we'll do that. With the additional resources you gain this turn, you have 6 runes and 1 power. So we'll put all those guys out. And I have enough runes to acquire Emery, 1 with the Void. We'll acquire that. There's nothing you can defeat for 1 power, so your turn is over for now. He draws a heavy infantry, a militia, 3 apprentices, so he has 3 runes and 3 power. He begins by spending 3 power to defeat Samael's Trickster. Defeating the Trickster rewards my opponent with 1 honor and 1 rune and gives him a total of 4 runes. Okay. He uses those 4 runes to acquire the Druids of the Stone Circle that was just revealed in the center row. Now your opponent is out of resources and ends his turn. The first thing you should do this turn is play your Arha Initiate, which allows you to draw an additional card. Alright, you generally want to play cards that add additional cards or resources early in your turn so you have more options. So we'll play him, lets me draw a card. I have enemy. This is fortuitous as you now have 5 power. I have enough power to defeat the Wind Tyrant, so I'll play this guy plus this guy, and I can defeat the Wind Tyrant. I'll put him there. And I need 7 runes to acquire the Muramasa. So we'll play these out. I have enough runes to collect, so I'll acquire that. You should now have enough knowledge to play through a game of Ascension. Remember, the player with the most honor at the end of the game is the winner. If you still need help, a detailed version of the rules is available, blah blah. You may finish this game against a computer opponent. Alright, so we'll do that since we started this, and I'll show you how I really play. So we'll end the turn there. And let's see, he's doing that. That lets him get a Mystic. Okay, we'll play a Wolf Shaman, drawing a card, and we'll play the rest of our cards there. And we're gonna take this aesthetic of the Lidless Eye, lets us draw 2 cards. And actually we'll take this Mechanic Initiate. Okay, and we'll end our turn there. And our opponent will do some things there. And he got the 2 for the Scar. I wanted that card, but that's okay. Play the Wolf Shaman again. And this aesthetic of the Lidless Eye, letting me draw 2 cards. And then we'll play everything. We got a bunch of stuff. We have 6 power. I think I'll use 3 of it to kill this Tormented Soul because it lets me draw a card. And we'll play that card we just drew. I'll take this Voided Initiate because it only costs 1 and it lets me banish cards from my hand or discard pile, which is useful. And I will take this Seer of the Forked Path that lets me draw a card. And I'll take this Temple Librarian that also lets me draw cards. And since we already got a Lifebound hero, I'll take this one there. And we have 1 point left over. I don't need that, but we do have 2 power. We'll kill this cultist there and end the turn. And our opponent does some stuff here. Alright, he destroyed our construct, but that's okay, we'll get it back. We'll play these cards. Notice I'm playing this Mechanic Initiate last because I can use it as either power or runes. Do I need it for power? Yeah, I do want to get this Burrow Mark III, so I'll acquire that. And I will kill this Method here. I may banish a card in the center row. I will banish. We'll get rid of. We'll get rid of this Arha Templar. And then I'll play this card for 1 rune, but I can't do anything with it. So we'll end our turn, and the computer goes. Kills the Sea Tyrant. Alright. We'll put out our construct there. We'll play this Arha Initiate to draw a card. We'll play the rest of these. This card here lets me banish a card in my hand or discard pile, but both are empty, so it'll just give us 1 point. So choices here. I could take this Flytrap Witch. I'll take that because she lets me draw a card, and Lifebound heroes are good for this deck. And with our attack, we'll kill that guy there and end the turn. Computer does his things. Alright, we're gonna play this Aesthetic of the Lidless Eye to draw 2 cards. And then I'm gonna play this Seer of the Forked Path. It lets me draw a card, and then I can banish a card in the center row. I'm going to banish this Tablet of Time. That's actually kind of useful, but I really don't want it, so we're gonna banish that card because I don't want my opponent to have it since I'm not gonna buy it. And then we'll play all the rest of our cards. We have a bunch of points. Well, since we're going with green cards, we'll buy this Land Talker that gives me 3 runes just for playing this. That's really cool. And we'll kill a cultist and another cultist and end our turn. Alright, we'll play this Wolf Shaman, drawing a card. This Temple Librarian requires me to discard a card, but then I'll draw 2 cards. I'll discard this Militia here. Drawing 2 cards. I'll play this Burrow Mark II, which lets me draw a card. This Initiate lets me draw a card. So as you can see, drawing cards is very good. We'll play the rest of these cards out. So I'm gonna play this guy for See, I can choose either runes or power. I'm going to choose runes, putting me at 5, and then I can buy this Watchmaker's Altar. So we'll buy that, and we'll kill this Samael's Trickster there. And that didn't leave me with much, so we'll kill 2 cultists there and end our turn. Our opponent does some stuff. So I'm gonna play this Void Initiate first. It gives me 1 rune and it lets me banish a card. So we'll get rid of this militia here because that's not that useful. And we'll play out these cards here. And we're gonna buy this Grand Design here. Once per turn, I gain 2 free runes that can only be used towards buying mechanic constructs, but that's pretty good, and it's worth 6 points at the end of the game, so that's useful. All right, we'll kill a cultist and our turn. So in this game, you want to banish as many of the starter cards as you can as quickly as possible, because that gives you access to the more powerful cards that you buy throughout the game. So we'll play this aesthetic, join 2 cards, and we'll play this guy here, which will let us draw another card, and we can banish something from the center row. I kind of want to leave everything. I think I'll get rid of this Avatar Golem. We don't really want him. We'll play this Flytrap Witch, lets me draw a card, and we'll play all the rest of these, which gives me a lot of power there. I could go for, okay, I'll take this Reactor Monk, which he gives me 2 runes and makes it easier to buy other stuff. We'll take this Watchmaker's Altar, and we'll kill this Corrosive Widow, which destroys his construct that he had in play, and we'll end our turn. So I'm taking a look at that. Aesthetic of the Lidless Eye is a good card, and this All-Seeing Eye are both very good cards. I want either one of those next. I will play the Wolf Shaman. We'll throw out this Initiate. We'll put out our construct there, and we'll play these cards here. I have enough to get the All-Seeing Eye, which is very awesome. So yeah, we'll take that All-Seeing Eye, and we'll kill this guy here, which will let us draw a card. We'll throw this guy out, which will let us get rid of something. We'll get rid of this Seer of the Forked Path. We'll play this guy here. I don't want to banish anything. And then I'll play this card for a rune. I think I want to take this. Actually, no, I'll take, well, the game's almost over, so we want to take whatever's going to get us the most points. All right, so we'll just take this Shade of the Black Watch, and we'll end our turn. That may be our last turn. Actually, no, we may have one more if he, even if he runs it out. All right, so we'll have one more turn, and then that'll be the end of the game. Oh, we didn't get another turn. So that was it. I win with 80 points and the player had 56 points. So guys, thank you for checking out this video. This was just mainly the tutorial and just finishing it out. Stay tuned for more episodes coming where I'm going to play some more games, and I'm going to be going through all the different expansions that each add tons and tons of new cards. So you're going to see more and more cards being added with each episode. So guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you check in the upper right hand corner. There will be a link in all the videos to the other videos in the series. So thank you for watching, and guys, until my next video, I'll see you soon.
Thank you for checking out a United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Almost Podcast, a fan-driven companion podcast for the Almost Human television show. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.